It is time to be talking about space travel again. Space travel, space exploration, space settlement. These are all topics to be discussed and to be talked about. It has been a few decades now since a person first was on the moon. Since that time, we have not been back to the moon. Since that time, we have not gone to Mars. And yes, we have made some progress. We have made little progress here and there, but that's what it is. It's little, tiny pieces, tiny amounts of progress compared to what we could potentially have been doing for the past couple of decades, for the past 3 to 4 decades. If you ask me, we have wasted too much time these past few decades. We had, as a species, not just as a country, but as a species, we had an amazing opportunity when it came to the first landing on the moon. Everyone in the United States and possibly the Soviet Union was fired up about the idea of space travel and space exploration and settlement, the idea of there being bases on the moon, the idea of there possibly going to Mars and stuff like that. You know, all this futuristic sci-fi stuff came about, inspired by real events, like I mentioned, going to the moon. But then, when the U.S. government, NASA, got to the moon, for some reason, people just started losing interest. And that's what still has kind of irritated, bugged me, and kind of makes me wonder, what went wrong? You know, why did people lose interest? You know, this is something that only we, as a species, have been able to do. We don't know of any other species out there, officially, any other forms of life that have been able to do this but us. You know, it's not just something that any animal species can do. You know, it takes a lot of skill and a lot of knowledge and a lot of resources to do this kind of stuff. And we were able to do this. This is not just something that any animal species can do. This is an extraordinary thing that we have been able to do. And I feel like we have not taken full advantage of it. We have not even taken as much advantage as we could possibly have done with. We need to focus and be more serious about space travel. Again. And before anyone starts telling me, what are you talking about? We are doing space travel, the International Space Station, satellite probes, and all that other kind of stuff. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, manned missions to the moon again. I'm talking about manned missions to Mars and beyond. Settlements on different planets. This is stuff that should already be happening. I'm saying this because it's already been done, and it could have been working. It could have been put into full effect, but for some reason, the American people, and possibly people from around the world as well, got too distracted with whatever the heck was going on this tiny little piece of rock. Got too distracted by that to focus on the grand picture, on the bigger scale. Well, we have to stop thinking about it like that. We have to realize that we have the ability to be able to do this, to be able to. We're not bound by this world anymore. We don't have to be bound by it. So why do we allow ourselves to be bound by it? Why? We don't have to be bound by it. We should be able to take more control with our destiny. That's what we could do here with space travel. Space travel, space exploration, and space settlements. I don't know how to do that, honestly. You know, I'm just making this video. I'm just making this video right now. But I don't know how this video would help anyone watching this to get more excited and more pumped up and prepped up for the idea of space travel and space exploration. I feel like I need to find a way somehow to get people motivated, to get people going. Yeah, why have we wasted away these past decades? Why have we wasted away this past decades? Things that we could have, funded towards space exploration and space settlement, and we funded towards other things that have gone to waste. We just waste certain things that could have been more useful. Again, I don't know how I'm going to get people to realize that space travel can be a very important thing. Again, like I mentioned, we have the ability to be able to go to different planets. We're not bound to this planet anymore. And what are we doing with that? We're doing nothing with it. Basically nothing, really. With the exception of the International Space Station. But still, it's really not enough. And all the excuses I hear people make, I just don't agree with those excuses. For money. We have the money to do this. We're just not putting that money towards those goals right now. And it doesn't have to be that way. But again, I feel like I have to find a way to try to get people to realize that. I just don't know how to. I think it involves cooperation, it involves dialogue, and it involves people wanting to become interested again. Because I've noticed that there's not as many people that are interested in space travel for some reason. And that's very disappointing to hear that. Because, like I mentioned, there's a lot of potential out here for this kind of stuff. And, it just is. It's out there. It's just out there. I just really think that we have wasted too much time, and the time we got to get back to this. We got to stop wasting time. We got to get our act together with this stuff. We have got to get our act together. I don't know how we're going to do it. I don't know how long it's going to take. But the sooner, the better. The faster, the better. Because, like I've mentioned for 3 times, 4 times already, we really have wasted our time. And it's just the truth. It really is. How could you say it's not the truth when we stopped going to the moon a few decades ago, and we haven't been there back since? And we have all this potential, and during the 1960s we had all that potential, and we just wasted it away. Let's not do that again. Let's get back into space. Let's get back into space travel, exploration, and this time settlement and colonization. And let's not waste it this time. We have the potential to do this. It's already been shown that we have the potential to do this. We've done this before.